Welcome to episode or video number 62 on the Mindful Making YouTube channel. Mindful Making celebrates the joys of making with our hands, making with yarn and knitting in particular. So it is a knitting podcast, and if that's your gem, please stay around and I hope you will enjoy a few handmade moments of slow with me here, and I hope you have your project ready, you have a cup of tea or coffee, and sit back and relax for the next half hour or so. Before we start, I would like to acknowledge that this video is recorded on the traditional lands of the Darug and Guringai people, and I pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. I extend that acknowledgement and respect to any of your ancestors wherever you are watching from around the world. So if we just take a moment just to reconnect to all of those ancestors that came before us and just respect and acknowledge how they treated our earth, how they lived in connection to their lands, and just hope that we can learn a tiny bit of their wisdom. Thank you for that. My name is Jane and I'm a Danish Australian. I've lived here in Sydney for 12 years. In my spare time I knit. I knit a lot. Knitting is my mindfulness practice. It's about, it's basically my meditation. That's where I wind down and feel grounded. So, well, yes, I knit every day. You can find everything related to mindful making. You can find them on mindfulmaking.com.au. That's my website where there are links to this YouTube channel and where there's also links to Instagram and Ravelry, and where you can find knitting designs that I publish and buy the yarn that I stock in my little web shop. So please have a look. And I probably should say that yes, this video is sponsored by me and the Mindful Making web shop. If you're new here, welcome. I'm thrilled that you found this little spot on the internet, and I hope you will come back. And for those of you who did, welcome back. An absolute joy to sit down and talk with you all. I love the comments, the community, the connections that are built throughout the world through this medium and these videos. So thank you so much. If you are interested in links to what I talk about today, you can find in the description box below, there is a link to a blog post on the website where everything is linked and you can find patterns and makers and yarns there. I think that is all the admin stuff. Today it is Sunday the 16th of June. Outside it's beautiful sunny weather, but cold. It is winter here in the southern hemisphere. Yesterday and the few days before, a lot of rain, dark, wet, but today it's cleared and the sun is out, and I have some laundry sitting outside drying, and they were just waiting for the rain to clear so we can get that sorted as well. Knitting wise, I have a few finished objects to share with you. They are somewhat smaller projects, so there are a few. But before we go into those and talk about those, let's look at what I am wearing, which is also a finished object since the last video. This is a vest that I have designed It is pretty simple, top down, and with a, you can probably see that there, it is a sloping shoulder seam moving on the back, and with those 3 twisted rib across the back, and then continue up in the neckline there, and also to the sleeve. That's not a sleeve, but to the what are you calling that, sort of this band around the arm? It's not a cuff, but anyway. And then it has 3 lines here as well down the side, and a split hem. This is worked in a yarn that was gifted from one of my choir colleagues, women friends. She was clearing out her mom's stash, and she thought of me, and I got to pick a few yarns. One of them is this. It's a DK weight merino wool. On the screen it looks much more petrol or blue than it actually is in real life. This is I am now sending you back in a time machine, back to the 80s. It is a bright 80s green, and a color that I never thought I would wear. And my knitting group here in Hornsby, when they saw it last, well, that's probably 2 weekends ago, I worked on this project, and they say, "What? Well, that's not your usual color palette." No, it isn't, but I really like it. I wore it to work on Friday, and I got many positive compliments about that green and how it pulled out the green in my eyes. So yes, it will be used for sure. This vest will become a pattern when I get to write it up. I know I promise that many times it will happen. Also because when I went to Dungog for the Knitters Picnic, a yarn festival on, well, late May, I talked to one of the yarn vendors just sort of across the aisle, I'm about to say the outdoor aisle, Great Southern Yarn, and we agreed on collaborating on a project using their 5-ply / DK weight yarn. So I knitted this vest up as a test, and then I will move on to writing up the pattern and knitting the sample afterwards. It is wound up, and there is it's more blue than the top that I'm wearing, and it doesn't come out at all like the bright green it is. But here they are. It's like color difference, so I will alternate skeins. It is the, let me just take this one out. Oops. Great Southern Yarn, and it's an 80% merino, 20 nylon, 8-ply DK weight, and 210 meters per 100 gram. I knitted this on a 4.5 millimeter, and I will do the same for these. And you can see that this ball here has been knitted up, or I started knitting up the vest in the real yarn, but then I could just see that I had to unwind and redo, so I wanted to spare and save the yarn for the finished sample. So I'm looking forward to knitting that. And thank you to Great Southern Yarn for, they have sponsored this yarn, so thank you so much. So that is the first finished object, the vest, and knitted in gifted bright 80s green yarn. I do not have the name yet of the vest. Any suggestions are welcome. It's always a struggle to find good names for designs, I find. So any suggestions are more than welcome. The next finished object is a pair of socks that I worked on in the last video. They are now finished. A brown, deep brown, very simple 2x2 ribbing sock with a heel flap and gusset heel, and then just stocking it under the foot. I have knitted these on a 225mm needle, and I casted on 72 stitches. This is a pair of male socks in size around 43. The yarn here is Avetta Classic in a deep brown color. It has a bit of sort of gray threads in it as well, so it gets a bit of a, it's not mild, tonal, heathered look. This pair of socks will, when this video is done and recorded, I will wrap it and put it in my youngest son's suitcase. He is leaving for Denmark next week, so he will bring some birthday presents up to the family in Denmark. So there will be one that will receive this pair of socks. First finished object. Another gift that will go into my son's suitcase. Well, it's actually not this. And you might say, what is this? It is a wrapped up Sophie scarf. I looked for a, just a simple gift, and I looked for my stashed yarn, and I had this beautiful grey with an undertone of purple in my stash, and I thought, oh, that is just ideal for a Sophie scarf. It's a brushed alpaca. I got to here, where there was nothing left of the purple yarn, so I thought, what do? I don't have anything that matches, and I grabbed just this sandy white color, and there is actually a green thread in here as well. I don't know whether if you can see that, but then I thought, well, I can't gift this that has run out of yarn. I can use that myself instead, so I will. So that is a Sophie scarf made of leftover brushed alpaca that will go into my wardrobe and sit there for a cooler days as we have now. What will be gifted though is this Sophie scarf. And this is also a brushed alpaca, and the color is a very soft pink. Very, very soft feminine pink. And there was there was enough yarn for this project. So as well, it will be wrapped and go in the suitcase and be a gift for birthdays up north. This is a yarn, well, it's many years ago that I bought this yarn, 15 or something, because I know I bought it in Denmark and I finished the project in Denmark. I also know what shop I bought the yarn in. It was in Hørsholm, and it is a yarn from Du Store Alpaca. Have no clue whether you can still get it. Beautifully soft and squishy and soft and puffy. Yeah, I think this will work really well with black, white, brown, blue. So I hope the recipient will love it and wear it often. So another Sophie scarf out of leftover yarn. The next finished object has been a project on my needle for several times. And it is a little baby dress, and it is the Bella dress that I have knitted, yes, a few times first, which is, well, some time ago I knitted this Bella dress in a slightly different color, same size, and shipped it up north. Got lost in the mail, so it never arrived. I knitted up a new one. It is knitted in the in a coast yarn in the colorway Blackcurrant, and this is a size 12-18 months. The Blackcurrant yarn is a grey, purple, brown type, and has those, you know, softer or lighter colored flexes in there that gives a heathered look as well. So this is for one of my niece's daughters, another niece, which is actually the sister of the mother of this Bella dress. Yeah, so a sister recently gave birth to another little girl, and I have been wanting, I knew that it was a girl, so I've been preparing to knit up another Bella dress for her. I knit it in the Cocoa of Holst, ran out of yarn, and then I thought, oh, I can just insert some stripes of something else that are similar type. Ripped it all back and decided on a completely different color, so here it is for the little new family member. This is the colorway Nutmeg, also a coast yarn. So this is the 3 to 6 months, or I think so, 6 months. So slightly smaller, and maybe the two little girls can wear it, who knows, at the same time. I used around 1 bowl of coast yarn for the small one here, the small dress, and there are 350 meters in a bowl of coast. It's a beautiful little cozy, sweet dress. It doesn't take long to whip up this project at all. So now they will be, again, there's a lot of wrapping happening this afternoon. So they will go together in 2 different gifts for 2 small, beautiful little girls. The bill address, and the bill address is designed by Line Holme Samsø on a it's a book called Baby Knits on Needle Size 3 millimeters. It's from, I think it's from 2014, 2016, 2012. An old booklet, but still so many lovely designs in there. And as I said, I've knitted this bill address a few times. That actually concluded the section of the finished objects. And previously I talked about the Dungog weekend, and that I wanted to tell you a bit more on what I was up to during that weekend. So on the way up, I went to Newcastle and visited a shop called Papa Sven. It's a shop that imports Swedish and Finnish homeware designs, so a lot of Marimekko and Mumins and all those beautiful Scandinavian designs. I have wanted to visit that shop for many, many years, and finally I got to pay the store a visit, and I did get a few items from there. First of all, I got a wonderful experience just walking around the store, and I will just insert a very, very short, sharp, little, quick panorama around the store, so you can just have a sense of where I was. What I brought with me home, it wasn't that much, but behind me here you can see a little glass tea light holder, and that is Finnish design. It's an Itala glassware, and I just love it. It is sitting up here or at my coffee table, and it's lit every day, and I enjoy being surrounded by these pretty things and candles for sure. Another thing that I bought was a knitting book. Lakeside Stitches, and it is a book with designs by Ronja Hakaleto. I think she is Finnish. A beautiful wintry northern knitting pictures book. Absolutely stunning. And I can knit everything basically in this book. I will just pull out a, well, it won't be a few, it will be a lot of the designs. Just look at this stunning photo of that round yoke color work sweater that was also on the front page. another stunner of a jumper. And just the photographs are just amazing. And a pair of socks that my daughter has already said, Mum, that's just what I like. Can you knit me some? And my favorites are these cutie pie kids in Plötterloppi jumpers. It reminds me of my childhood where we wore these Icelandic sweaters. They are so gorgeous, these kids. And it's sort of a modern take on those Icelandic round yoke colorwork jumpers. Yeah, there are many. I'm just saying this for the men in our lives. Striking, simple, beautiful, practical, sturdy, outside wear, cables, plenty of cables, and another pair of socks that I would also love to knit. I can, and as I said, probably every single pattern in this book. But the first one that I've decided to knit is this jumper. It is in a half fisherman's rib throughout. It's called Nava. And the stitch gauge is a 14 stitches, 34 rows on rounds 10 by 10 centimeters, 4 inches. So it's a mix of silk mohair and a DK weight yarn. So just very simple boxy sweater with split hems and a crew neck. Yeah, that is the first one that I will knit from this amazingly beautiful, stunning knitting pattern book. Highly recommend, and highly recommend. I've said it before, that feeling, the tactile feeling of, as you can see, the cover and the pages of a physical book is something really, really special. We can get all patterns on Ravelry, which is fine. I love that too. But that sense of holding a book in your hands is, it tops it. It tops it. Wonderful book that I highly recommend. Well done. On that trip to Dungog, as I said, I have a collaboration with Great Southern Yarn. I also there bought another birthday present, and that is I just had a notification of a new Netflix film on, I don't know whether you could hear the little sound blob. But I bought some yarn that will be gifted as well from Great Southern Yarn. And this color is, I shouldn't put it in that where we have here. So it comes up a bit darker on the screen as it is. It's a snowy white, grey and a tiny bit of blue. So it's very softly dyed. There's not much color in it, just a soft pale grey with some blue tones in it as well. It is 100% merino 4-ply fingering, 320 meters per 100 gram. So there is 1200 meters here, so hopefully enough for maybe a long sleeve jumper, maybe not, with a bit of maybe some stripes at the yoke, or a 3/4 length sleeves, and those will be gifted as well. So this is not sponsored. I bought them myself. They will go in the suitcase with all the other gifts. So I've had a bit of a deadline to work towards, which has been good. And I wrote down a list of names and gifts and try to do as many as I can myself. This afternoon I will also get my sewing machine out and finish one of the last gifts that will make the deadline. So what am I working on? What is on the needles? Yes, that is coming up. Before talking about what is on my needles, I will talk about something that has left the knitting needles, but not as a finished object. If you've been here before and you've watched some of the later podcasts, videos, you would have seen that I worked on a cardigan in coast yarn in a soft sandy color. If you're new, go back a few episodes and you will see it. And this is what it looks like today. Yeah, I decided to rip it back because the yarn that I used was different dye lot, so they didn't match, and the sleeves were lighter in color than the body, and it was quite obvious. So I thought, can I use this yarn for something else? So I ripped it back. I only have this left to unravel. This is what I have unraveled from the cardigan that you just saw, and I thought I could combine it with this yarn that sat in my stash. It is a merino cashmere blend, a very thin yarn, but absolutely stunning. And I thought they would go well together. Then it just needed a bit of fluff. So I had some silk mohair from Isaiah, and this is color number E0. So a white, off-white. Those three together I thought would give a beautiful Nava. The Fisherman's Rib jumper you just saw in the Lakeside Stitches book. And then I thought, I could add in the other coast yarn that I have of another dye lot, and it wouldn't matter that much of a slight color difference. So this is how far I've come. Just put this in. It's wonderfully soft, rich, thick, squishy, and I love the way that these three yarn blend together. I started this on the 11th of June, so it does go pretty quick. It is worked on a 4.5 millimeter. I am probably, my gauge is slightly smaller, so tighter than what the pattern says. So I have just added stitches or gone up a size, because this will also be a gift to a person that is smaller than me. Love it, love it, love it. So it starts at the back with short rows for sloping shoulder. Then one shoulder after the other, and then casting on stitches on the neckline, continuing down back and forth. And now I have started on the body. Well, there's a lot of yarn ends here. This looked very messy, but you get, I think you get what I'm talking about. If I could figure it out, it looks horrible. Let's try the other side if that looks better. So I have now joined in the round, and it is knitting round. It is a rib, so it is very sort of flexible in the fabric. There's positive ease, hopefully, still in this size for my friend. And I really, really enjoy knitting this. It's cozy, it is soft, it is rich. I didn't expect that I would enjoy knitting with a 4.5 millimeter, you know, a big needle, but I do. It is slightly, you know, tough on my hands and the shoulders, but I really enjoy it. So this is my current work in progress, and if I didn't say it clearly enough, it is the Nava from my new recently purchased book, and it's a design by Ronja Hakaleto. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. That is what is happening in and around my knitting basket, my knitting bags. Then I wanted to thank you all for all the positive responses I've received in relation to the release of my latest design, the Gumnut cardigan. I will insert a picture up here. It was released a month ago, and many beautiful cardigans have been knit, and I'm looking forward to seeing so many more. If you want to hear more about that cardigan, the last video, number 61, is dedicated to that release, so please go back and watch that. I also, in that video, started a giveaway, and what you had to do was to comment on which colors you wished to knit your Gumnut cardigan in. It's very popular with the greens and the browns. Also the monochrome colors that I chose, the gray and black. But then there was also the wild suggestions of pink and orange, which I absolutely love. You know, that would be stunning. So I can't wait to see your Gumnut cardigans. Please tag Mindful Making on any social media posts. I would absolutely love to see yours. In the giveaway, you had, by putting in a comment, you had the opportunity to win a free copy of the pattern, and there were 3 patterns up for grabs. Before this video, I did the random number generator of more than 100 comments, and the lucky winners are, drum roll, Inge Rosen-Linnet 2671, congratulations, and Debbie Nickling 8150, and Didi Krishe, DDKRISJE. Congratulations to all 3 of you. Please reach out to me with a direct message on Instagram, and I will get the pattern sent to you electronically, either to your Ravelry account or to your email. So please do that, and you can get started on your Gumnut cardigans. So congratulations to you all. That was the giveaway from the last video, and we have talked about the creative making content. Thank you for watching this far. I will talk now a bit about sort of life update, if that's not your thing. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share. That means a lot to me and for this channel. I have, I think during the last month since I recorded the last video, I've had some excellent trips. One was for the Dungog Knitters Picnic, which was a great experience, and a stay over in the weekend in a beautiful Airbnb. Then during the last weekend, it was a long weekend here in New South Wales. A former colleague of mine asked if I wanted to house sit. And I said, yes, that would be lovely. And it was just an opportunity to change of scene. And then she said, do you like cats? And I said, no. But house sitting also involved cat sitting, so taking care of the cat. I can report that the cat is still alive. It didn't run away. We hit it off well, the cat and me, Simba. So that was a great experience. I went there with my Danish friend, and this house just had the most amazing view, water view. So let me just insert a little video from that weekend. Det må vi nok sige til hende. Ja, det er da et rimelig godt sted, de har fundet her. we just had the most amazing time, planned the mornings for an outing, for a walk in Oakley Park, and then spending the afternoon on the balcony where it was sunny and beautiful. I was knitting on my jumper. We were reading, sleeping, sipping tea. Just a wonderful, wonderful weekend. With that video, I will say goodbye for now. I hope you've enjoyed a few handmade moments of slow. I will look forward to seeing you again next time. It's been lovely to hang out with you. See you again in the next video. Bye.